won't you come with me where the Wood River flows? Because the heart is bigger than trouble, and the heart is bigger than doubt. But the heart sometimes needs a little help to figure that out. So won't you come with me where the Wood River flows? Little Wood River knows.
Welcome to Wood River Hall, the oasis for the traveling troubadour. Tonight, my guest is James Keelaghan, a true troubadour writing songs of history, of love, of romance, of the working man. I thought since we were dealing with this kind of thing, we would just go right to the love subject right away. And I'll sing you the all Alberta love song. And I bet you can't imagine what that is. There you are, you're in love with the guy that works on the rigs. He's out for 2 weeks, in for one. And somewhere he's out on the rigs, you're watching Fred Astaire movies late at night, and you're dreaming that somewhere out there, he will learn to tap dance. And some night he'll show up in this little tuxedo.
I've been hoping to see your silhouette in the doorway, even though I know you're miles away, just to run like a fool in your waiting room. Couldn't you surprise me one of these days? One of these days, you might surprise me, make my heart stop just for a while. And one of these days, when I'm coming home so tired, could you make my heart leap at the sight of your smile? I've been hoping to see your truck in a driveway, even though I know there isn't a chance. Still there's always that one in a million. And miracles can happen in the game of romance. And one of these days, you might surprise me, make my heart stop just for a while. And one of these days, when I'm coming home so tired, could you make my heart leap at the sight of your smile? Maybe you've been fired, but they sent you home early. Maybe the work back home just got done. Or maybe you found yourself feeling lonely, and you had to come see me, you son of a gun. One of these days, you might surprise me, make my heart stop just for a while. And one of these days, when I'm coming home so tired, could you make my heart leap at the sight of your smile? But there's always more work, and I know you won't get fired. And if you get lonely, you just get by. And life isn't much like a movie anyway. Still there's a hole in this old heart of mine. That one of these days, you might surprise me, make my heart stop just for a while. And one of these days, when I'm coming home so tired, could you make my heart leap out at the sight of your smile? One of these days, you might surprise me. One of these days, one of these days.
Thank you. James Keelaghan tells fabulous stories in song when we return to Wood River Hall. My next next guest, James Keelaghan, is on the front cover of Penguin Eggs. That's Canada's Folk Roots and World magazine. And as you notice, he's there with the windswept hair. But there's been one small, slight change. You'll have to see if you can guess what it is. But before he's on, I want you to read what they said about him. Listen to this. James Keelaghan deserves the same exalted status afforded Stan Rogers, Ian Tyson, and even when it warrants Gordon Lightfoot. Ooh, I guess so. Not to put any pressure on him, of course, but would you please welcome James Keelaghan.
There's a strange tale between us, a twisted road winding between you and I was living in a garret on the edges of Staten. I was lying in bed, looking out at the night. The gray sky exploded, the fire rained down. Some refinery in Jersey that burned to the ground. Call me superstitious, I called that a sign. I packed up the van, headed out for the light. I wandered for months, it was gorgeous, but somehow I didn't know what I was trying to find. The last days of summer found me crossing the border. I was feeling quite lonely, quite out of my mind. I stopped in Regina, my spirits were low. If I didn't do something, I was bound to explode. If I was gonna keep traveling, I needed a date. Roll the van to a stop at the SPCA. There you sat curled up, back in the corner, face like a bandit and icy blue eyes. They opened the gate, you casually strolled out of the kennel and into my life. So it was that Sinatra and I went rolling. Yeah, that's what I called him, because of his eyes. And it turns out as well, he's a pretty good singer, though he tends more to blues than to strangers at night. Well, Blue Eyes beside me, we kept driving north. Dear White Horse, the van finally gave up the ghost. Got a job in a cafe where Sinatra baked scraps. We're saving our money for spark plugs and maps. Oh, some nights we've both got cabin fever. We'll go for a walk, old Sinatra and I. His nose in the ground, sniffing out possibilities. Me looking up to the dome of the sky. I'd ask him to sit, but he'd pay me no mind. He'll do it his way, and I'll do it mine. That's why I like him. What's more, that's why I think there's a future for Sinatra and I. Thank you. Thank you. Well, that was a song called Sinatra and I. It was written by request. Somebody had noticed that there were no dogs in any of my songs up to that point, and they wanted me to write a song that had a dog in it. And furthermore, knowing what my material is like, they insisted that the dog couldn't die. So the dog doesn't die in this song. This next song is about the fact that I worked a lot of different jobs before I entered the lucrative field of folk music. And one of them was I was a sheet metal worker back when we were building Calgary during the oil boom. And I used to sometimes, when I finished a piece of ductwork, I'd write some kind of message in it and then insulate it and then seal it up in whatever building it was we were working on. Thinking that, maybe in 100 years when they tore the building down, somebody would rip the insulation out of the ductwork and find out exactly what it was that I thought about my foreman. Left a message to the future. Apprentice to a journeyman, turning lathe on a factory floor, making furniture for the common man. You'll find it in the headboard of a bedroom suite with a queen-size frame, a gentle hand with a fountain pen wrote, "I'll love you till my dying day." Left a message to the future. It's a tin basher in a boom town. Summer wages on an autumn ticket. Work till October, then I'm Dublin bound. You'll find it in the ductwork. It'll never see the light of day. The damn hand with a felt pen wrote for you, I'd give it all away. Left a message to the future. Call it futile, call it vain, call it trying to cheat the hangman, call it ego, call it fame. I left a message to the future. Maybe they'll find it, maybe not. Past is past, past is present, and tomorrow, well, it's all we've got. Left a message to the future. 6 months old, he's got eyes of blue. And when he cries, he looks like me. When he sleeps, he looks like you. You'll find him in the nursery. Yeah, he's sleeping in the night lights glow. His own sleigh, his own chart, where he'll end up, oh, no one knows. I left a message to the future. I'll love you till my dying day. For you, I'd give it all away. Where we'll end up, no one knows. I left a
A classic song by the late, great Stan Rogers. When we return to Wood River Hall.
Watch the field behind the plow turn to straight dark roads. Feel the trickle in your clothes. Blow the dust cake from your nose and hear the tractor's steady roar. No, you can't stop now. There's a quarter section, more or less, to go.
And it figures that the rain keeps its own sweet time. You can watch it come for miles, but you guess you've got a while. So ease the throttle back a hair. Every rod's a gain, and there's victory in every quarter mile. Poor old Kuzik down the road, heartache, hail, and hoppers brought him down. He gave it up and moved to town. Emmett Pierce the other day took a heart attack and died at 42. You could see it coming on, 'cause he worked as hard as you.
In an hour, maybe two, you'll be wet clear through. It's a little cooler now. Pull the hat brim further down and watch the field behind the plow turn to straight dark roads. Put another season's promise in the ground.
Any good, the money might just cover all the loans you've mortgaged all you own. Buy the kids a winter coat, take the wife back east for Christmas if you can. All summer she hangs on when you're so tied to the land.
For the good times come and go, but at least there's rain, so this won't be barren ground when September rolls around. So watch the field behind the plow turn to straight dark roads. Put another season's promise in the ground.
Thank you. That was a Stan Rogers tune, wonderful writer, and when we thought of doing it, we had to do a Stan tune at the Wood River Hall, and of course the fabulous voice of my guest, James Keelaghan, was perfect for the occasion. I want to thank James for joining us on his rigorous tour schedule. I want to thank you all. I hope you join next week. I think we're going to have Nanaimo bars. I keep promising them, maybe Saskatoon pie, but please join us. And we want to close with a song a James Keelaghan classic that we want you all to join in on. We'll get April playing.
From Gladys Ridge I made my way across the valleys, hills and plains, across the fields all colored down, once more to Saskatchewan. Time to get back to motherland. Better a good run than a bad stand. Oh, I may never leave again. Oh, I may never leave again. Oh, I may never leave again. Oh, I may never leave again.
Northward now I turn my gaze, the ribbon-colored asphalt gaze. My mind returns to different days, distances I've traveled, the road like an hourglass is sand. Better a good run than a bad stand.
Oh, I may never leave again. 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 Underneath the star-filled skies, we run our course and live our lives. Throw down roots in a spinning ball. Live one life as if that's all. Things might not work out as we had planned. Better a good run than a bad stand. Oh, I may never leave again. 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 Well, Gladys Ridge, she rises gray as homeward now I make my way. An icon clothed in prairie scrub, the world a wheel and I its hub, a dormant fire waiting to be fanned. Better a good run than a bad stand. Oh, I may never leave again. 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 Let's sing it. Oh, I may never leave again. 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 Let me hear you. Oh, I may never leave again. 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 Let's sing it. Oh, I may never leave again. Two more. Oh, I may never leave again. One more. Oh, I may never